Today our lecture concerns method overriding. We have already gone through method overloading. Now this is another uh, extension of inheritance where we have a method declared in the superclass, say show, and we can write now I'll have another class say bb which extends aa. Now by inheritance this method show it is inherited into class bb. However, in case bb also declares a method show of its own, so now what will happen is that this method show of class bb will override this method show of class aa, and in the class bb this method show will never be seen. So in case whenever we call show with an object of class bb, we'll always get output from this show rather than this show. So we say that class b has overridden the method show of class aa. So in case there is any difference in parameter, then we say that there has been overloading, because now bb will have two shows, one without any parameter and which is inherited from class aa, and another which has been declared by itself by a parameter int. So but as overloading we have already discussed, so we'll continue our discussion on overriding. So I'll create an object of class aa and call show with it. I create an object of class bb and call show with it. So now this a dot show will call the show from this a class, and this b dot show will call the show from the bb class. So this is what is it. Now there are some rules for this overriding that we'll see one by one. The first rule to the overriding is the return type. Now one is that I cannot have a return type say int in one class and a return type of long in another class. I'll just add the relevant code to make it meaningful and have a int here. So the return types of the two methods have to be compatible in case we need to have the overriding phenomena in picture. So this is what the error we are getting. It says the return type is incompatible with a dot show. So we'll have to make this int 2. So and we can remove this L. So this is the first rule of overriding, that the return types must be compatible. And the rule number 2 is that now in this case the access modifier for this method is the package type, and the access modifier in the subclass is also package type. Suppose I declare public here. Now public is more open than the package type modifier, so there is no error. It is perfectly allowing me to use public. However, in case I do the reverse type, I use public here and use package here, I immediately get an error. So it says cannot reduce the visibility of the inherited method. So whenever we override a method, we cannot restrict the visibility of the overridden method from the original method. That means in case whatever be the access modifier in the original class, the overridden method shall declare at least the same access modifier or more open access modifier than the overridden overriding method. So in case the A class has the access modifier private, private we cannot, we'll just see why. In case it has package, then the subclass will have the option of writing package, or it can write protected, or it can write public. So in case we write protected here, then we have option to write protected or public. But in case I write public int show, then I have only one option here. I'll have to write public int show. So whatever access modifier we have in the superclass, the overriding method should have at least the same access modifier or more open access modifier than the overridden method. So here if it is public, I can have anything less than that, as I can even take package also. So overridden method, or I can say access modifier in overriding method, should be more open than the overridden method. And the third rule to this is that we cannot override a static method with a instance method and a instance method with a static method. So either both the methods should be instance or both methods should be static to be compatible. In case both are static, so the system compiles. However, the rule for static overriding we'll just discuss. So both overridden and overriding methods should either be instance or static. Difference in either of the two shall not compile the program. So this is the phenomena of overriding, whereas any method in the superclass, we can have same signature of method in the subclass, and when we call the method from the subclass, you will have the method of the subclass being called, and the method of the superclass will no longer be in picture in the subclass. So this is the phenomena of method overriding, and this is very important in runtime polymorphism that we will see in the next class.